Good day, my musical friends. Boy, oh boy, am I tired. I don't know how. I've slept ages today. I tried to stream last night. I think I played like 3.5 notes, and then I realized you are asleep already. Man. Anyway, let's start this nice and easy. Super chill and simple, nothing exciting. We're gonna do some basic mechanics. We're gonna draw some random scales. We won't be too ambitious. We try to separate our expectations and just focus on what is happening. Because I realized lately I've been talking so much, and I do love to explain anything if I believe that I'm qualified to explain it. But I love to joke that I'm a one-trick pony, and multitasking is certainly not my strong suit. And I find the music does suffer somewhat. And often I am over explaining stuff in an unnecessarily complicated way. And then sometimes I explain stuff almost in a condescending manner as if I was teaching kindergarten. I don't know. I need to find a way to keep a balance of simplicity and not complexity, but that it is interesting enough for those that are more advanced. That's not easy. It's really not easy. Long story short, let's see what the muse says, what we are going to play. Where's the last one? Where is the last one? Am I missing something? But why? So weird. Okay, and there? How would that look? Why is it only two? Where is the last one? What did I do? Uh-huh. That's that one. That's this one. And what? Okay. Let's ungroup this. Seriously, where's the last one? Oh, there it is. How did that happen? Well, well, well. So what do we want first? First is tonic. Then we have what? Then we have the accidental. Now we have the mode. No, no, no. Group. Yep. Okay. Let's do this again. Rename. Scale of the thing. Show transition. Cloud. Add high transition. That's a cloud too. Just invert it. Okay. I think I can live with this. Let's copy that over. Come on now. Why can't I copy that? Okay, maybe let's log these sources. Sorry, I'm not done yet. It's gonna start in a little bit. Any second now. Copy. Paste it there. Hold up, what's happening? Paste reference. Yes, that's how I want it. Kind of. But I want this to be on top of the camera. Maybe like so. Maybe even above 40. I think that's fine. So 1 second also, blending mode, maybe that is okay. I think we can live like this. I can live like that, I think. Good. Well. We are probably not going to play this one for a very long time. Locrian is probably the one mode that I might sometimes be cutting somewhat short. It's difficult to make music in Locrian. Seriously. So what did we draw? We did draw G sharp, that we also could be calling A flat. Let's see what we will. We are in D sharp Locrian. What does that mean? The Locrian mode is a mode of the major scale that can be found when we play the 7th note of a major scale. If we use C, we can play and call out and number them. We will start with 1. C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, and so forth. 4, 5, 6, 7. If we are to play the same notes that we use for C major, but if we just start this pattern shifted 1 note to the left, so on our 7th note, we get the Locrian mode, in this case B Locrian. So what does it mean? Whenever we want to find a specific Locrian mode, it means that in our case now, we have G sharp or A flat. It means the parent major scale, where when we start here, this will be the Locrian mode. It means that A must be the tonic, because if you look at it, the Locrian mode is a semitone away from the parent scale, the major parent scale. So when we have now drawn G sharp Locrian or A flat Locrian. That means the parent major scale must be what? A major. Or Ionian, because major and minor are also modes. We do not often think of them like that, but they are. And it's all really just words. Just this morning, I saw a great video from Open Studio, which is one amazing resource. And it was about why do I still suck after years and years of playing? Why does it not translate? Why is all this theoretical mumbo jumbo not helping out? The notes and the punchline of that video was, I should put it in the description later, the notes that we do play don't really actually matter all that much. It is the rhythmic vocabulary. It is all nice and fine and dandy if we can apply a couple of chord changes. But you know that jazz standard maybe, if it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. We can play complicated integrate harmonies all day long. And that's not even a good example of that. But it needs to have a certain rhythm, a rhythmic identity idea. Not block chords like that. They are fine, they have their place, certainly. Anyway, let's find B Locrian. So we are in the seventh mode of A major. So we're gonna call this A flat Locrian, right? Alrighty. Let's play some Locrian, I suppose. Oh my goodness. Not a great way to start a day. Oh my goodness. Why do we have to play Locrian? Oh, we are misplaying. Sorry, I made a mistake, a couple of those. It is so weird to have a one with it diminished in there. But you know what? Let's actually really make some music. Let's draw a new scale. Think next time maybe, so we don't waste time spinning in a wheel. I think I will skip Locrian for the most part and just then play the pirate major scale. It's no fun playing Locrian. Not really, unless you are some kind of music savant or something. I'm not. I got an issue with this camera. Yeah. Come on now. That's a little bit better. Ever so slightly. But now you don't see the last key. I think that's okay. Okay, let's draw no scale. Let's play scale of the day. Every day, we play scale of the day. Okay, what is it? It is F natural Ionian or F major. You know what? I actually really did want to play F major because no, not F major. Now I remember. It doesn't really matter. Any key is any key, really. Let's do some mechanics first, just left hand. What is the notes that we are playing? We are playing F natural Ionian or F major. That is almost all the white notes, but instead of a natural B, we play B flat. And that's how it looks. F major. Ooh, that was bad. Sorry. round about where we will need to work on some spread voicings because the block chords cannot be played very effectively in this register. All we get is a soup of bass notes. Always work on your transition with your sum. Maybe this is one of the weakest point always anyways. And trying to improve on these mechanics is really essential. It will free up your hand. Often I find I really am struggling to connect some notes without paddle, and often you don't really need paddle. You just need a little bit better mechanics. You really don't have to do a whole lot. It's sometimes really minute things. Just thinking about playing super slow and thinking about release. Like, once I lift my finger here, I'll try to pivot over to my pinky. But on the way to already playing this note and depressing the key, I want to ingrain it into my brain that when I do this arpeggio, my thumb is not to stay there. My thumb should start moving the second it is releasing the key. So the note ideally has not even been pressed completely. I want my thumb to be able to be right there and substitute for my pinky. These transfers are very important. We can't actually really work enough on them. If we are looking at classical pianists, they are so smooth, that is. Okay, let's go through some practical and simple shapes, I suppose. Let's say we just want to comp simple and easy. Let's maybe look at let's try to find some interesting voicings, not voices, for our both hands together. So, how could we make a nice voicing for this? Let's get rid of redundancy. So, we are in F major, right? Let's play the F in our bass. We don't have to play the octave, we can just play one. But where I want to go with you is I want to talk a little bit on drop 2 and drop 3 voicings. What does that all mean and why? If we were to look at our first diatonic chord in F major, that just means we play the key of F major, and on the first note of that scale, we will start building a chord by skipping every other note. In this example, we will have an F major 7 chord. Last night I talked a little bit about how the basic quality of a chord does not really change if we change the order of the notes of our chord. We can take the F from our bass and play it 1 octave higher, and we'll find it pretty much sounds the same. Yes, there is some difference, but not an essential difference that moves us into a different tonality or something. We still clearly know we're in F. Alright? A drop 2 voicing is a basic instruction manual saying kind of like, from your right hand chord, take the second highest note, whatever that may be, and put it in your bass. That's all it means. It means coming from here, if we were to do drop 2, we would leave out the C and play the C in the bass. But there's a more pretty way to do it. Generally, say, this is our default right-hand voicing and we want to convert it into something for 2 chords. How would we go about doing that? Preferably we want to have the true bass note in the bass, right? So we need to find an inversion of our chord where our root is the second note. What would that look like? Let's invert this chord up or down so F becomes the second highest note. We can already see the first inversion didn't cut it quite. We have to do one more inversion because now we have our root as a top note. Let's invert one more time for second inversion. So now we have it, F major 7 over C. And what next? Now we drop the 2. We just let it go and transfer it into our bass. And that's it. And then we can go about moving the shape diatonically. That means just going from one note to the next. In our scale, that is. And somewhere along the way, I seem to must have made a mistake, because this does not work out as I thought it would. Let's do this again, I guess. This is F major 7, vanilla position, inverted. This is the second inversion. This is our third inversion. We drop the 2, our bass note, our true bass note, and now we have it. A simple and nice voicing that we can try to go through. And I do, how many mistakes can I possibly make? My shapes are no good. Shape is not good. We're not in shape. And now I'm saying, okay, what did we do there? As I was saying, we are just playing a super straightforward scale exercise, actually. The only thing we are doing is we took our first chord, F major, then we were looking for an inversion where our bass note is the second highest note with a 7th chord, that is second inversion. Because first inversion, it will be the top note, and second, it will be second, and so forth. Now we drop it. Drop it like it's hot, you know. And it is a very nice and chill thing. You will have heard a million songs. Drop 2 voicings are just utterly beautiful and simple. Like right now we draw the scale F major and we just play the first major 7 chord, really plain vanilla. We invert it 2 times, first inversion, second inversion, and then to spread it between both hands, we let go of our bass note, our true bass note, And then we can just move the shape about. And if we feel funky and virtuoso, we can incorporate a couple of melodic approaches, a couple of slide notes. Nothing crazy. Oops, I misplayed. No, 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 no. This is not how it goes. Slow and simple. It's all one. F major 7. Drop 2 voicings. Bass note in an octave. Second inversion. Bass note dropped in the right hand. Oh no, I always do this. I always play on that. That's unfortunate. Oh no, 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 no. This is not how it goes, my friend. But there's another kind of cool voicing that we have heard often too. It's, I think, what did we do? We just did drop 2 and drop 3. Oh, hold on. Was that drop 2? Wait a second. It is one of the best practices because it is really, really good, simple, effective harmony, especially when you want to layer other stuff later. I think it is a good foundation, but has enough space. Again, always misplay my bass note there. Maybe I need to do left hand first. I would say yes. I mean, also, yeah, not necessarily, but also what is for beginners and what is not. I believe probably what's more difficult is not harmony, but it is mechanical things. I still struggle super hard with some basic arpeggios. I find stuff like this is significantly more easy. Absolutely. It is like the forever joke. Slow, like when you look kung fu movies, slow is fast, you know? It really is. Because I've been watching a video the other day from a very good and also funny YouTuber. I think his name is Sor Hans, S-O-R Hans. He's a classical guitarist, like plays very beautiful classical music, but also he's a very cynical and funny guy. And he speaks on how Like, if you want to go back and work on stuff, he made this analogy with the pit stop of Formula One. If you want to check what's going on with the car, you're not doing that at full speed. If you need to check the tires, if you need to tighten a screw, the same is with the mechanics and the fingering. We're not gonna improve our fingering of something like doing that in full speed. Like I can't even hear it that fast. It sounds maybe okay, but actually we don't even hear it. We can play so fast in a short way that we don't even actually can see because our hands certainly are fast, and we don't have to be a concert pianist. Like if we take something simple and really we just beginners. If we were just to do this for 15 minutes like meditation, we stay stationary and we try to really feel every little bit. We try to really hone in with the last fiber of our nervous system to feel the action of these keys. We will find at first, maybe, of course, it doesn't sound super interesting, but we will find we will get so connected to these keys. We will find there's a certain momentum, a sweet spot where it feels like we are children on a swing and the momentum just keeps going. Like you almost feel catapulted to the next note when that happens. And that comes from being super slow. And I'm not the one to speak long on proper technique, because this is actually probably one of the problems when teaching yourself. I think this is really the bottleneck critical thing, where sooner or later it will be very wise to actually do see a teacher just to prevent future damage or to repair some already done damage. I'm kind of afraid how terrible my technique actually is. I know I can make some music, but I know I cannot play Chopin or anything. First, I'm super slow at reading music, and I know my arpeggios suck. I can't really do left and right hand arpeggios, and certainly not when they don't have the same meter. Like, I'd have to take such a long time to make even a stationary arpeggio like this. Work without my other hand not making it fall apart. Like it feels like my brain can't really compute all that. Sometimes if I've done stuff for super long, like this is maybe one of the first thing I ever played where I was somewhat convinced that it was not utter trash. That was years back. So hold up. But also note, these hands move in unison. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and da da dee da do da tre. That is not polyrhythm at all. And you have no idea how long that took me. And I got sloppy. I actually already started to unlearn some of that. And also that, it looks like I would be doing something, but we're not. Rhythmically, this is super easy. We play C7 just as an umpa. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... And on the other hand, we play a C minor over G, and we are doing the exact same thing there. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and we sync that up. I couldn't do this with my right hand wandering or being intentionally behind. I may be a beat behind or be before, but surely not because I intended on that, because I couldn't really hold that rhythm down. That is the problem. And that is my very humble attempt at trying to act like I would know what I do. Playing. I'd rather not call that probably anything. I'm certainly not going to call this stride because I don't know if you know stride piano. That's a difficult motherfucker. Okay, let's get back to our very nice and simple and handy and very functional voicings. We're gonna do some drop two voicings in F major, just diatonic, plain vanilla, just to do our technique. Yeah, actually, that's why I'm doing this. Because I know I need to go back to foundation. Lately, I've become so much more serious on really getting better on the piano. I also wanna tackle getting better at reading. I know how to theoretically read, but I never practice because I practice playing scales. I'm serious about that. And if you just read some jazz chords and you know how to construct it, you don't actually read sheet music, or you don't have to. It's pretty much like guitar tabs. You can play amazing guitar, know a lot of chords, and not be able to really read at all when you look at guitar tabs. Same with chord notation. If you don't really, really read, you don't get the practice. Just like we did in school. We had to go through our ABCs excruciatingly slow and painful. Repetition, repetition, repetition until it becomes second nature. Anything in life is just like that. Nothing just falls into our lap. So F major 7, vanilla position. Let's invert one time. Let's invert one more time, and then we drop the 2, which is our bass. I think I'm misplaying something. Am I? Let's do this again. I think I did a mistake. I should hear it. I need more coffee, guys. Let's play this. Let's play this, and then we take 5. At least I will. It's all one chord. Does age hinder us? What do you mean? Hinder us? Does age hinder us? You mean hinder, right? If it's hindering us. I don't know. I mean, like, certainly we do learn faster when we are children, but I don't believe like you can't learn when you're older. If that was the case, you wouldn't hear a damn note from me. I started piano in my mid-20s. Like, if you can't learn when you're older, we wouldn't be here. Like, I'm 39, right? Next year I'll be turning 40. I'm all gray and my hair's almost gone. Like, I'm not complaining, it's no problem. If we're good, but would it have helped to start playing piano at 4? Oh yeah, maybe actually I actually probably really had a musical career if I had started playing piano at 4. I guess we all might. Well, I mean, like, how are you going to compete with somebody who has had that practice? Like, seriously, I'm not even sure what I'll be doing in the 2 weeks. Imagine before you before you even before you before you learned your ABC, you've played a 251. Like, damn. Excuse me. That makes things a little bit more comfy down the road. I'm quite sure of it. No? Yes. No. Like, seriously, age is really just a number. Unless, of course, if you're a super young child, you learn a little bit faster. Reaction time is a little bit faster. We have not been conditioned that bad yet. We don't have this inner critic that doesn't allow us to dream and to experiment. We already believe we have to know it all. We're a little bit less free, but that's just our conditioning. On principle, as long as we are healthy, a healthy brain, whatever that may be, we can learn pretty much, I guess, anything. Maybe not as fast as we could have, or maybe not as fast as the next human being, but we certainly can learn. There's this term called neuroplasticity. I think, like, back in the day, they believed that once you reach a certain age, basic brain functionality would just deteriorate and degenerate. But this has been proven a myth a long time. Like, there's amazing, interesting studies. There's studies from split brain patients that have lost, I don't know, well, have had removed major sections of their brains, and they couldn't believe the power of regeneration and compensation by the brain. Like, they almost completely removed an area from one hemisphere, and that other hemisphere started to compensate. Like, I think the first couple of weeks that person couldn't speak, but afterwards it went back. Like, our brains and bodies are really miracle machines. We are not respecting them nearly enough, and we certainly don't give them the credit that they should have. So age doesn't hinder us. Thinking about if age might hinder us hinders us, because it introduces a mild fear and an unnecessary thought. Because, like, if it is true that age hinders us, then it just hinders us. But thinking about if age hinders us is just another obstacle, because now my mind is filled with the gloom of, I can try, but it will be futile anyway. Does that make some sense somehow? Like, I sometimes have really very negative thoughts and self-talk, and I try to cut that out. Sometimes we do that jokingly, but last night I think I spoke on how I used to work in hospitality service, and how we sometimes make these jokes about our behaviors, and that can be like super destructive. But once we kind of ridicule those, it has become a joke and is no longer an issue that needs solving. Oh, misplaying here again. F major 7. 7. No, 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 no. Why? Like, seriously, I've misplayed this chord every single time. This is not acceptable. Again. You know, guys, this is my cue. I need coffee. It cannot be that I'm misplaying a diatonic chord 7 times. That's just ridiculous. Alrighty. Alright. What are we doing? We are doing F major and we're doing drop 2 voicings. Maybe we create some notes. Let's do this all super slow. I don't feel fast today, and probably I should never feel fast. It's like we just discussed. Slow is fast. Because if I cannot do it fast, why not do it slow? That seems like a good way to do it. Just starting at the beginning. Okay. Where do we have this? The coffee break is over. What are we doing? Drop 2 voicings. Okay, I need to get this here. 1 second. I'll need a little bit. I need to make a new template for OBS. I spent too much time fiddling around. I should have just prepared a proper scene for that. What do I want to do now? There's too much technology. Okay, fine. Good. So, drop 2 voicings. What are they? Let's remove that. We don't need it at the moment. And you probably don't need to see the chat because you do see the chat. Only I need to see the chat there. Settings. Do hide OBS from screen capture. Yes, please do. That's better. And now let's get quality back. Drop 2 voicings. What is it? Why is it helpful? What can we do with it? What does it mean? If we look at QWERTY, example, example 1, F major. Okay. What do we have there? Oops, that's not right. That's better. We have F major 7 here. So we have the notes F, G. I'm sorry. I really need to quit smoking. I smoke like the Industrial Revolution. We're not living in the 40s anymore. And E. Okay. Let's make that bigger. This is our chord and root position. This is first version. Also, let's do one more thing. This is our do I want to call this 1 or 0? I'm not so sure now. I'm overthinking stuff. and 3. I better put a 5 in here, I guess. And yeah, that's better. Take care of the formatting. So if we abstract this then our next inversion would be the 3 in the bass. And I do make mistakes a lot today. Oh my God. F, A, B, E, C, E. Yeah. Yeah, brother. Focus. God damn it. I shouldn't explain stuff if I'm not paying attention. Okay, so root position 1 major 7. Maybe let's write that 2. Another way to write it down would be with our lovely Roman numeral analysis. 1 maj 7. This would be a way how we could write down this chord abstracted from its key. Let's do this for root position, for second inversion. First inversion means we take the root note, F, and we play it an octave higher. We will always just shuffle. So now we have A, C, E, F. You can't see that much, can you? You can barely see anything I'm writing. Hold up. The piano doesn't need to be there, I guess. Let's take that out, I think. I switch to another. That's better, I think. Make chordy a little smaller. It's always in the way. I need to find a better way for chordy here. 1 second. Okay, I hope it's still big enough. That's a little bit better. Not super happy, but maybe it's okay. I'm sorry, I have some mild alignment OCD. I'm not happy unless it sits all perfectly. Okay, we can work like this, I think. Okay, our next inversion, as I was saying, is now our major third in the bottom, A. Then we have C, and we have E, and then our true root is now the top note of our chord. Let's write that down before I forget it or make it wrong again. So this will look like this if we write down just the note letters. If we are doing kind of our analysis with our generic intervals, we are now seeing the third is in the bass, followed by the fifths of the chord. Then we play the sevenths of the chord, and then we have the 1 of our chord. This is first inversion. Let's continue. Root position, first inversion, and what we're gonna do next, we will drop the A and play it 1 octave higher, and this shall be our this should be our next inversion, right? Just to make things a little bit faster, I'm just gonna copy this over and just switch these numbers out because we don't need to waste time typing all this like cavemen. So this C, the A, it goes into the top note. And what is happening? Now we have our fifths as a bass, and our third is the top note. And now we are about where we want to be. We can make more inversions, but because we are taking care today on drop 2 voicings, and chordy is in the way again, let's make chordy smaller. I'll just make it bigger when it needs to be. I'll put that here. I don't know where to put this shit. How could we make this better? Actually, wouldn't that make more sense? Hold up. It could still work like so, I think. I think that's fine, actually. Didn't consider to do it like this. Anyway, now that we have had a chance to look at some basic inversions, we want to make some two-handed voicings. Drop the 2. Second highest note of our chord. And second inversion, our true root note is the second highest note of our right hand chord. We'll drop it into our left. Either a single note or just play the octave. Okay. Root first, second. This is our second inversion chord with the root. Now we leave the root. We drop the F and get it into our left hand. That's the way we can move through the diatonic scale. This is our one. And we're just moving a note. Feel fancy, we can do maybe a little slide. You can slide in from different places. No, Num is playing again. Coffee's not working, I guess. I love just going from and out from the 3 into the what from the 3 into the 4, yeah. So 3, 1, 2, 3, from the 3 to the 4. I love this. Okay, let's noodle a little bit of this. Let's see what camera. Where is camera? Okie dokie. We play F major 7 and we work on our drop 2s. So let's play F major 7 a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 10. I'm afraid not. Okay, shit. Oh my god, I really need to practice some super fundamentals. Okay, let's get back to our beautiful drop 2 voicings. F major 7, octave in the left, root position. Let's make the first inversion of F major 7 by transferring our F in the next octave. Let's do this one more time. Let's transfer our bass A into the next register. All right, almost there. Now let's drop the 2. What is the 2? The second highest note of our chord. So now we have an A minor 7 over C left. And we will transfer that dropped note back into our bass. Thank you. This is a way too gracious compliment. I can't appreciate it enough. Well, I do believe that I'm starting to be allowed to call this music. Often I am not. I'm hesitant to call this jazz or anything in particular, because I find a lot of my knowledge is very fragmented, and my mechanics are. Yeah, I better not speak about these mechanics. I'm really afraid that if I ever have the chance to find a decent teacher, he will tell me to relearn everything. I'm really terrified of that, seriously. And maybe that's also a reason, in 15 years, it's a real joke, like I'm terrible. In 15 years, I have not learned one song. From start to finish, that is. Ooh, we made a mistake. What's happening now? We're in unison. We shouldn't be. Okay, that's better. No. Yes. Da da dum dum bum. No, no, no. Please focus. Ba-da-ba-da-da. Yeah. And we could start building in a blues if we wanted to. What does the F major blues scale look like? We got number one, we got the flat three. No, 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 no. I'm telling it wrong. Tell it like it is, not what you think it is. I really need more coffee. Hey guys, I'll have coffee. I'll have coffee. I had slept 8 hours. I was awake already at 6:30, which almost never happens for me. That's sometimes the time I go to bed. Like I'm a little bit bananas. But I realized I was so tired. I already made coffee. I drank coffee. I went back on the couch. And then I realized, boy, you just need to go back to sleep for some time. Then next time opened my eyes, it was already midday. God damn. Anyway, coffee break. And a little bit of water and some stretching and some breathing, and then hopefully we are able to play a diatonic scale without. Uh-oh. What happened there? Oh, MIDI lag. Oh, MIDI lag. Come on. I can't play like this. I've already played two other chords before I hear the first. That's not good. I hear this chord like 500 milliseconds after. Oh my God, it can't work like this. Okay, at the moment we don't do drop two. We get back to drop two. But really my mechanics need so much help. Because actually these things should be done probably by default every day, every day, every day, without thought, without question. All that we've been doing, that's not necessarily making music, that's warming up to practice making music. I'll need to have some coffee. right, I'm back. Sorry, I was taking my sweet time with this. Give me an example on how slow I should play scales and chords, please. Okay, but that is not I who can tell you how fast or slow it should be played. It will be your body, mind, and hand that will tell you how slow it should be played. Like the right tempo will be the tempo in which you can execute it without error. Like, say, even if we were not taking a metronome, if we do that, probably we should use a metronome. If we are just working out mechanics, if we're working out the mechanics by square one, then we do not even use a metronome. We will just try to find a stable and ergonomical way where we feel somewhat confident that we can actually say we know the scale. Like, say we are in F major still. I'll be using my left hand, and I will start with like standard fingering. What would that be? There's a lot of books, and I'll try to gather better resources. But often it's not rocket science. It is also dependent on your body. Like some people have super huge hands. If we think some examples of composers like Rachmaninoff, I was joking some other days, I can barely reach anything above a nines, and I probably will have problems. Also, what is a nines? So this is the octave. And if we're counting notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1, in jazz, we just like to throw around fancy numbers, but all we do is just we keep counting above the octave. If you have chords that have more notes that are in that octave, then we would count these higher extensions. Like, say we are in C major. This is just a third. This is C major. We play another chord. It is the seventh chord because it includes also the seventh note stacked on our triad. If we then play another third on top, we have a ninth chord, and so forth, and so forth. And if we, well, now all these fancy other words, what is a flat nine? Well, if we flat that nine, playing it half a step lower, we should actually have a flat nine, I think. Cordy disagrees, but basically. How slow should these scales be practiced? Practice as slow as you need to and work your way from there up. Like, say, lately I feel my hands are really a little bit clunky. I will just do some mechanical exercise. I will maybe not even really think too much about the key we are in. I just want to make sure that I can really feel every note and that it feels like I have control over the keys, over the articulation, and over the timing. I feel I'm not loose enough, like I want to just play a trill with my right hand thumb and index finger, and I find that the motion of my hand is not smooth enough. I want to play legato, that means the notes are connected and not, and I want to kind of play a trill. That means I really need to have a good feel on these keys. To have the accentuation right. Like the second one was too loud again. I want to play now without accentuation. I might make up a pattern just to work on this articulation. The thumb will be my pivot point, and I want to go back and forth between my pivot note, that is C, then my second, then the third, and then the fourth. I'll play the octave in the other hand. And then I would try to see, is my arms loose enough? What can I possibly do? Sometimes I don't try to play anything. I'm thinking of what kind of shapes can I have, like, and now I kind of try to have a stable middle finger, and I'm just wobbling about. I want to give all my muscles, all the muscle groups in my body, impulses that they feel all the various motions and shapes that could be there, so it is familiarized with how it could be. This looks weird, but this could very well be a true position that makes sense. Like, I'm pivoting over here. It's kind of like when you do calisthenics and you are doing, actually it's pretty exactly that, just for your hands mostly. Other body parts are involved too, your shoulders and whatnot. But basically, these mechanical drills are like mechanical exercise. Like sometimes I might try to play a scale and I'll choose my pinky, where it sometimes says, as a rule of thumb, the pinky must never play the black notes. There are no rules, of course, and there's a million passages in any kind of music where you probably won't have a chance to play the passage unless you play the pinky on there. And also, of course, that's just mumbo jumbo, because on so many scales, the pinky will indeed be, of course, on a black key. Look at how ergonomical the piano is. If we look at it and place our thumb on F, and then just let our hand loosely sit on the piano, just letting it collapse, we find that our index, middle finger, and ring finger just fall perfectly on the 3 black note group, and our thumb perfectly fits to there. So means if we just had let our hand fall down, if we were just moving it a little bit in our wrist, that means we could play. If we had like weight on all the keys evenly, it means we would play all the notes that we just fall into. But thinking about mechanics, if we were just moving also our hands just a little bit and everything was stable, that means we could almost play like a scale. And in these mechanical exercises, I will try to see how can I make it so that it feels like the right tempo is the right tempo where you feel you know the note material and the mechanics are stable. And once we feel like that, we can test ourselves with a metronome that really enforces that we do not play out of time. And then afterwards, we can play around with time and other pulses and subdivision. That's how I would go about it. Like, I try to practice now some arpeggios for the left hand, first without a metronome, and then I'll get a metronome. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. I went too fast, got excited, went fast, and got sloppy, and then we made mistakes. That is when we go back in tempo. Oh, not right, and back. We could just simply work on the transfer from the arpeggio from our first triad with an octave we're just gonna practice the transfer. very often I will experiment with a million redundant fingerings just to find out what other ways there are. Also, probably one of the best bets what to do for mechanics is practice the scale on every scale degree, and you will find that if you only practice scales starting on the tonic and never on the modes, well, major, minor, and modes too. What I meant to say is like, if we always just start on the major parent scale tonic, we lose out on too many fingerings that we will need, for sure. Because, like, say, we play the blues. And I could play the blues with 2 fingers or with 3 fingers or for. God. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to text that. Good friend of mine said, "Come outside. The sun is shining." He's right, but I said, "Oh my, my whole body." Ooh, no, 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 no. Uh-oh. Well, that was pretty sloppy. Give me an example of how slow I should play scales. As slow as it has to be. I'm getting slower and slower as the longer this practice session continues, which is pretty counterintuitive. But like I say, my hand independency has suffered tremendously because I was chasing all those fancy chords and my hand became a stationary chunk of skin and bones while I try to teach my right hands to dance a little around. This hand has become really resistant to keep moving. Even octaves. I have to look closely when I play octaves with my left. My left hand could never do that. And that's the problem. Oh. And your friend, the chromatic scale. Son of a... Back. Get back to the beginning, my friend. Because, yeah. No. And also try that with alternate fingerings. You could just do 1, 2, 3. Focus. Shit. Shit. Yeah. And that was too fast. That's how you find out when it's too fast. Once the basic mechanics seem to be there, pretty early then start closing your eyes and do the scale with closed eyes, seriously. Because we don't trust ourselves. Our hands can see, like really, really well. Maybe better than our eyes. Actually, I'm quite convinced of that. Yeah. God damn it. I'm cheating. I'm cheating. I'm not closing my eyes now. I'm not looking at my hands, but I'm looking at OBS and there I can see my hands. I'm cheating. I need to practice these jumps. We want to stride, but we need them. Hold up, what? The noodles. Welcome to the noodles. How can we help you today? What scale or mode would you like today? Thank you so much. Seriously, I can't believe that this music makes some tiny difference to anything. Anyone? Should we spin the wheel? Let's see what happens. That is not my work. That is from a jazz guitarist, Shan FM. I think I must have put the description also there. Who joined a stream of mine a week or so back, and he asked me if I could maybe write a piano idea for that. That is Porto Alegre is not my work. He asked me if I could maybe do some collab. He's a great musician. Okay, nice. What did we get? We got. I'm a little bit shocked that that was not clear. Then I need to tag it more appropriately. If it wasn't clear that I only am collabing on the work, then I need to look at the video and the title, and rename it appropriately so it is clear who the oh god, my brain is so slow. Who the author is of that work? Yeah. Oh no, 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 no! I didn't look. Thought it was Mixolydian. I was happy. Like the last 3 days, I drew Locrian. I don't want to do Locrian. Really, like why? We will do it Zulu. I said this already 2 times because, like, the muse seems to want us to play Locrian. I don't. Oh, hold up. Be natural Locrian, right? So all the white notes from B to B. Yeah. but no. Yes, but no. Okay, we played it. See, that wasn't so bad. Oh my god, I can't believe this. This can't be real. This cannot be real. The universe is trying to tell me something. Is this a bad omen or something? The muse are foreshadowing something. Like, seriously. Okay, I'll apply a little bit more Locrian, but if we get Locrian one more time, I'll be sleeping with one eye open. Damn. Yeah, it's so easy to fall out of the Locrian. Oops, yeah. That's actually pretty interesting. I hope the muse is happy too, and we are allowed to play a different mode. Actually, this is pretty interesting and fun, but I think Something can be done with Locrian, yes, of course. I mean, it's just a color. It's probably the issue with the painter if he doesn't know how to use it, right? Hold up. That reminds me of something very particular. What standard am I thinking? Or maybe I'm not thinking about a jazz standard. Maybe I'm thinking about a hip-hop track. Oh yeah, that is the Triton hip-hop bass line. You can make the grimy, simple boom bop just going like that. Let's do that, I'll show you. Boom, boom, bang. Boom, boom, bang. Boom, boom, bang, boom. Did a boom, boom, bang. Let's try to find a really nasty and tangent-loaded minor chord that probably has some kind of minor second in there. Let's see. Maybe not necessarily minor second, but maybe. Ooh, that's interesting. I have to find better inversion. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's even not that. I'm not sure what it's gonna be. Yeah. Now the hands are falling apart. But hold up, you can't see my hands, right? And also, let's record some of that. Yeah, half hip hop, half detective. Oh my God, like, I couldn't have put it in better words. Thank you. See, my hands cannot decide on a rhythm or hold one, both. God damn it. Come on, hands. Come on, hands. You can do it. I believe in you. But I'm maybe, no, there's no rush. If both hands don't work at the same time, well, then we have to go back. The boom, boom, boom. But I'm thinking about one more note somewhere. Ta-boom. Oh yeah, there it is. And one, 2, 3. Let's find something else. Ooh, actually, I really am in love with this chord, I think. I really do like this chord now. But we don't want to play that one, I think. Not that one, not that one. I like this. What minor blues scale is in the neighborhood? I think it's E minor, isn't it? Oh yeah, the E minor is in the neighborhood. And trust my monkeys, the king of the monkeys is back too. Na 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 da 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 da. What is that tune? Ba 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 da ba da ba. Is it night in Tunisia? I think we have to look something up in a second or so. Is that night in Tunisia? Maybe not the key, but something about it. What jazz standard am I thinking? Holy Christ, this construction site. Ay, my goodness. I record in Reason. But any DAW really will be able to record MIDI. Maybe even Audacity that is absolutely free can do MIDI. I'm not 100% sure of that. You will need a MIDI keyboard. But if you just want to write music, then I don't know. I don't know if I get the question. I have to take a minute or so, and then we can continue. There were a couple of interesting things in there. I like this. This chord is super beautiful, I think. I could play this chord forever now. No, come on now. Nope, that's not what it is, my friend. Yes, that's better. Maybe the octave. Maybe Z1. That's okay too. Muscle memory comes to ruin the day. But this chord is absolutely great. Ooh, I'm finding something. I'm finding a maybe interesting run that can be done with pedal or without pedal or a mixture of both. We basically play just the same chord, but we just play it all over the keyboard. We're gonna play all the inversions. We're gonna be going like what is the problem with this chord? Hello, Mr. Quad Damage. I lost the chat for a little bit because I was looking too deeply into these keys. We can't play many funky chords. It's always this, it's really all the same chord. All we play is this chord. So we are in B Lohengrin, yes? And I figured, yeah, 1 second. I'm sorry. As we are in Lohengrin, I figured we're gonna play probably something kind of diminished. We play something half diminished. This is an inversion of what? This is an inversion of an F major 7 flat 5. What does that mean? This is F major. The 5 of F major is C. If we flatten that, we have F F major is a flat 5. We're taking a cert on that. What has it become? Now it tells us it was an inversion of a minor 6 chord. Let's try to find the root position of this minor 6 chord. What would it look like? Well, maybe that could be the one. So our bass shape is a D minor 6 chord. What could we probably also do then if we are kinda in D minor somehow and not just in B Locrian? If we can play D minor, what kind of other interesting modes could we combine with these chords that we can make up? I first tried a little bit of the E blues scale, and we just used the blue notes. Oops, hold up. Am I missing something? Oh yeah, one note. We just have actually only one note that is not in B Locrian, so it is pretty simple to use the E minor blues scale with the Locrian mode. We just have one note, the tritone, that is out of key. And what is cool about this tritone is it is what? It is one half step away from the tonic of our mode, like a leading tone. Now, ain't that cool? What Sunday Blues sing? It's interesting, but I think we have had enough of Locrian, haven't we? I hope the muse has been satisfied and we can move into a different tonality. Thank God. I thought we are going to draw Locrian one more time. Maybe then I really would have become somewhat superstitious. Okay, what have we there? We have B flat Lydian. What's that gonna be? So let's look at the parent scale modes. What mode is the Lydian mode? I think it is the force. So if we start a major scale, on its fourth note, I think we should be getting the Lydian mode. Let's try that. That seems about right. Okay. That means now we are looking for B flat. And we know that B flat is the force of the major parent scale. So what is the major parent scale where B flat is the force of, or perfect force, we could also ask, because the interval from the root to the force of a major scale is a perfect force. So what is the perfect force below B flat? That would be F. So our parent major scale will be F then. If we now play all these notes starting on B flat, we should be in our Lydian mode, because our new home and root note is not F anymore, but B flat. If we play a mode as if it was a chord, all notes together, we actually get to hear it pretty well playing all these notes together, but it works better in higher register. Let's play all the notes of C major in this register maybe. And now let's play C major, F Lydian. So we start the same, play the same notes just starting on F, and we see how that sounds. Let's listen to C major, the whole scale all together a little bit. right? Okay, so we play. Oops, no, that's not right. We play B flat Lydian. It's not directly in the mode, but I want to make a little chromatic walk down with my thumb and keep moving down. We're gonna take the A flat or G sharp. I'd rather call it A flat, I think. Now I have a dominant chord. And this should probably sound pretty familiar to many of you. Uh-oh. How did that happen? Why do I find that is in the scale, but it's actually not? But now I have to play it. Oh, we happen to go into the blues scale now. It's Mixolydian, I think. Oops. Hold up a second. I have confused myself a little bit, I think. What have I done? Let's invert that maybe. Let's play A in the other. Maybe let's invert that one more time. Let's play F in the bottom. We need to somehow accentuate B flat. Yeah, I kind of slipped off the key. What's interesting about the Lydian mode? Well, the one interval that's stepping out is when we compare it to C major, or the Ionian mode, the onion mode. When we look at this whole, half step interval pattern, we find that it has shifted, and the difference is in our fourth step. We have not a half step from our third note to the fourth in the Lydian mode, but a whole step. And that cadence, that augmented interval, that's the dreamlike interval that makes it stand out from the major scale. That's what is often why it is referred to as having a dreamlike feeling. But let's play that in our actual key. So what first thing that we could do, of course, we could play the very best first thing that we get to grab in this mode, right? If the mode looks like this, what would look handy? Well, let's play the diatonic chords from here to there. Oh no. How do I get to do that? Well, if we are in B Lydian, we are in F major, right? And when we are in F major, we are also in D minor. And if we just think of maybe another minor mode, like say blues, or if we think of another minor mode like the melodic minor, or if we think of another minor mode like the, then we get to also play the major bebop or diminished sixth scale, and all these together make it so that we get to play our Lydian mode as a fancy blues. And many of you maybe know these shapes. Sorry. What kind of voice split are you using? Seriously, thank you. We're 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 doing a hopefully musical scale exercise. I think I've been playing this pretty generic theme that I must have been stealing from I don't know, anywhere. And I think the first key I played it in was, I think, E flat, melodic minor or something, or just E flat minor, and the other minor move. No Locrian, my friend. Stuck in Locrian. And it went like something like that. It was like my first and humble attempt at something. If right now we were in B flat Lydian for the most part. That's right. But also, then we mixed in, because they are all related, because B flat Lydian really is playing F major, just starting on B flat. And when it's F major, then it's parallel minor too, that is D minor. And we just added a couple of all the other minor notes that we have available then. The natural minor, the harmonic minor, the melodic minor, and the blues scale. And the note is included already with the other ones. It's a little bit redundant, but major bebop, or like I always want to stress, please do look up Barry Harris and the Diminished Six. Listen to Barry Harris anyway. He's the one true master, I'm telling you. There are many great pianists, but he was maybe one of the best piano educators and resources that I have ever come across. I'll type that in the chat again. No Locrian, no Locrian, no Locrian. I think this has been the best thing, the most important concept to me. Yeah, I think I would say it was exactly that. Sometimes I think I have had streams maybe a year back or so where I joke like, "Excuse me, do you have a moment to listen to the gospel of Barry Harris and the Diminished Sixth Scale?" The gospel of Barry Harris, seriously, it goes really deep. Oh my God, it's a rabbit hole, hard to come out of. Actually, you cannot get out. Once you're in, you can't get out. And every time you think you're out, they pull you back in. They pull you back in with those diminished chords, those mean, sneaky chords. These chords that you can just use anywhere. And we are halfway on our way to playing Summertime. It happens so fast. Uh-oh. No, 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 no. Yeah, that's better. Sorry, took too long. And shifting in and out of major and minor blues. Nah, not so sure. I'm speaking of the fingering. Ooh, I like this. Yeah. One sec. All right. I'm sorry for the interruption. I'll be back, but I have to take a break and eat something. All right, I gotta go. Catch you later. Peace.